Welcome back, welcome back. Michael Palin. He's become one of the world's most popular faces on television. So popular that even the Dalai Lama once said that he would like to be reincarnated as his assistant. What a tribute that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, he hasn't got back to me, Michael. I'm still waiting.
He will. In the 70s, he was part of the hugely successful Monty Python comedy team. He's now best known for travelling the world. We've known each other for zonks since the days of the Frost Report, and it's a joy to be talking to him about the way he makes the world laugh as well in his travel documentaries. It's 20 years since his first great adventure around the world in 80 days, and here it is. Michael's brought out an anniversary edition of the book to mark the occasion. And you tried to track down, and succeeded, track down some of the people who were involved in the original series, yeah?
Absolutely. The, I mean, one of the actually unforgettable parts of all the journeys I've done was the Dow journey, you know, on these traditional boats from Dubai to Mumbai. And because we were running behind time, we just had to charter any dhow. We got a dhow sailed by 18 Gujarati fishermen. They didn't really speak English, there was no cabins, there was no sort of radio, no radar. We were in their hands for 8 days. An extraordinary relationship developed during that time. And that's why I thought, if I'm going to go back and revisit any of the journeys, I'd do that bit. And we went back to India, well, about 4 weeks ago, and found the captain and some of the crew up in a tiny village in the northern part of Kutch.
What else do you have, what other places do you have a yen to go back to?
Well, I mean, they're all slightly dangerous places. I'd love to go back to Kashmir. We were on, we filmed and stayed on Dal Lake there, and that just had a most extraordinary atmosphere. I'm not a great one for saying, oh, I changed my life or anything like that, but there was a kind of mystique about that place. And of course, in Srinagar nearby, they were having all sorts of problems with terrorist attacks at the same time. It was only about sort of, you know, 5 minutes drive away. So you've got these two sides of life, you know, the tension and this beautiful sort of timeless lake and its population.
What was the most dangerous moment then? Was it not on the Dow, probably?
No, the Dow was extremely serene, apart from when you talked to the captain and he would say, well, my brother's Dow went down with all hands a year ago today, so change the conversation. Yeah. But no, the worst thing I think was actually, it was in Sudan, and we were outside there in Khartoum. We got to this small village, and my stills cameraman took a photo, which someone in the village thought he shouldn't have taken, and someone started to wag a finger. And I realised for the first time how quickly one man's indignation can become a crowd's indignation. And they really came round and started pushing the car and rolling it over and all that. And I've never seen anything quite like that before. Unfortunately, our driver got his foot down and we got out just in time. But when the drivers are frightened, you know you're in trouble. Yeah. But otherwise, no. I mean, I feel more threatened in sort of London than I do in the rest of the world.
Crossing the road, you find pretty dangerous.
It's been largely peaceful. Yeah. Crossing the road, I do find dangerous.
Yes, very difficult. Very difficult indeed. So, will you do any more, do you think? Are there any more places in the world left to explore, really? Or has it all been done?
No. I mean, there's lots of places to go to. I find it's an addiction anyway, travel. I'd love to go to some of the places I've been to already, but the whole areas like Brazil and Central America I've not been to, the southern part of Russia, the Stans and all that. Love to go through there, love to. But if someone said, well, you go do around the world all over again, you know, I wouldn't say no instantly. It was a great journey.
How different is it with a crew as well? Because, I mean, you create a very solitary feeling. It's you there, obviously, but someone's taking the pictures, obviously.
Well,
does it change things?
I think it changes a bit. We just try and reduce that as much as possible. I mean, the fact that we go around the world is to make a television programme, so you've got to take your crew with you. We have a smallish crew. I've worked with them for a very long time. We all know each other very well. We all, you know, there's a kind of rapport between us, so we don't go in with a massive amount of equipment. If we go somewhere, we try and make ourselves as invisible as possible. And just let the people we visit tell their story. That's the idea. It's not me standing up there saying this country should do this, that, and the other. I want the people to tell their story. So we just try and be as modest a presence as possible.
What was the most moving experience, for instance? Was there a moment when you were touched or speechless or choked up?
Yes, I mean, it happened on many occasions, but I can remember when we went to a place called Zourat, which is in Mauritania, in the Sahara, and it's a bleak place. It's a big sort of industrial area, a lot of mining, and a lot of people living on the outskirts of Zourat with absolutely nothing, children on the streets and all that. But someone said, well, we can go to one of these huts. It was just basically a hut made of corrugated iron, shack, and you could meet the people there. They've agreed to sort of welcome you. And they didn't just welcome us, they got food, and these people were as poor as anything. They had very, very little. And, you know, they gave us food, they gave us tea, they were interested in where we come from and all that sort of thing. And I really was moved, because I thought, going there, gosh, it's just going to be really, really depressing, and how do you deal with it? It wasn't at all, you know, they had very, very little, but an extraordinary amount of sort of personal pride in living and keeping going under those circumstances. I've had that on various other times. I find it so moving, you know. It's for people who keep everything. Everything's recycled. Everything's, you know, a plastic bottle they'll keep for years. You know, we live in this throwaway society, and I think we lose a lot of the connection with each other and the connection with the rest of the world, which these people just naturally have. So
in a sense, you have learnt things along the way. I mean, have you, about running your life, or where the priorities are, or something? I mean, are there any lessons you've learned from this great experience?
Well, you know, I learned that there are no answers, only questions.
Yes.
As you know, David, you know,
that's why I do
you go
questions.
Yes, and I can't. I wish I had got answers from it all. But I do think it's so important to talk to people in the rest of the world, to visit places as far as possible for yourself, because I think we tend occasionally to get received opinions about the rest of the world as awful places, or terrible places, or beautiful places, or whatever, and they tend to be rather simplistic. When you actually go there and meet people, I think you find an awful lot unites us rather than divides us. So one thing I've learned is that you can go to places. I don't speak any languages. I don't have a great knowledge of the world. You know, I was quite good at geography, but that's about it. But you don't need that, provided you've got a way of communicating, provided you've got a sort of smile and you're able to listen to people and play football and, you know, miskick the ball, fall over backwards, generally make a fool of yourself, which is where I started my career, as you know, David, thanks to you. You notice the potential of this idiot.
The great unifier, the great unifier. But tell me now something. You've had a pretty daunting experience with identity theft recently, haven't you?
Oh.
With a certain...
Yes, that's right.
A certain woman in America. I saw the headlines.
Yeah.
Palin gaffe and things. And
I know.
What's Michael done?
It's quite embarrassing.
Sarah Palin affected your life.
Yes, she has. Well, I wouldn't say she has, but certainly the headline writers have. Like, you know, surprise pregnancy for Palin daughter. You know, my daughter Rachel has to deal with this in the day. People say, "Oh no, of course it isn't," because at one time I suppose I was the best known Palin. So now when I send out my Christmas card, something that I find myself writing from Michael, Helen and all the Palins, I have to feel obliged to put in brackets, except Sarah, exclamation mark. So I don't know, but as far as I know, we have no Alaskan cousins, but...
No Alaskan blood in the Palin family.
It goes back a long way.
In this Palin family. Anyway.
In this Palin family, anyway.
And well, keep travelling. Well, I suppose, do you live by the... Home is where the heart is, or is home where the plane is? No, home is my favourite place, really. It is?
Yeah, I absolutely love coming back. But I think travelling helps you enjoy home more, which has been said many times, but I think it really does. And
by
now,
you, for instance?
Well, by me, I'm probably to Helen. Yes. I find myself, this programme that we did, which is coming out in later this month, 30th of May, BBC One. But I found people talking to me. There was an astrologer we met in India, and he did a forecast about my life and my future. He said, "No, you will keep on travelling. You will keep on travelling." So I had to feel obliged to say, "Sorry, Helen," to camera. So I think we have a relationship which spans the continents.
Conquers the continent. Well, good luck with the book. Good luck with the next series.
Thank you.
Whenever it is. You haven't got a place for the next series yet, have you? Or have you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'll do another long series. I'm pretty certain that We've been to every continent now, but I'd like to go to certain places and spend a little bit longer there. And I have one or two ideas.
We'll find out.
I'm not going to say any.
No.
Because it'll be fair.
It wouldn't be fair.
Grimsby is one.
What a joy to have him with us, isn't it? In a moment, in a week in which has seen violence and confusion on the streets of Athens, King Constantine, the former king of Greece, will be with us after this short break.